Welcome back. Dead Ball Dancing. I think this is our first non-live show.
It is. It is.
We are recording this Sunday morning, day after the Final Four games. We'll post this a little bit closer to the game. So if you're seeing this, thank you for tuning in. We've got a doozy of a championship game. But before we get there, let's talk about Saturday.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't think I'll speak just for me. Neither outcome was what I expected. Neither outcome, I think, was in the realm of what I had considered possibility.
Agreed.
Not necessarily Michigan winning, UConn winning, right? Because there's lots of ways. Yes, the way they did.
Yep.
Starting with Illinois, UConn 71, Illinois 62. In a game with really odd pacing.
Very strange.
Looking at the box score only will not tell you exactly what happened in this game. Obviously, UConn goes to the half with an 8-point lead. Yep. That is essentially the difference in this game.
Yep.
They were able to maintain in the second half. And Justin, I think even that, I don't think I would have told you it was real, right? Tell me UConn's up 8 at the half.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have assumed they'd be able to just kind of maintain. I'd expect them to either build a bigger lead or for Illinois to come back. To be able to hold that buffer for essentially the entire second half like they did.
Right.
We didn't see big sustained runs from either team.
No. I mean, it's very interesting. The fact that, first of all, we know that UConn is one of the best defensive teams in the country. They're pretty much 6th overall, and they get better in the second half, right? They're 11th in the second half scoring defense, and the minute they went into the half with an 8-point lead, Rick, I was like, yeah, this is pretty much over. And I think I think what surprised me the most about the way that UConn won this game is they actually won it in Big Ten fashion. They actually slowed the game down tremendously, took Illinois completely out of their sets, which we know Illinois is very good in their half-court sets. I mean, dude, 3 assists to 8 turnovers for Illinois. Like, UConn locked them down. And Illinois still played their brand of basketball, and UConn said, well, we can play yours and do it even a little bit better. So, it wasn't necessarily like an offensive show, to say the least. Both teams shot horrifically from the field, right? 33 and 35% respectively for Illinois and UConn. But if you're holding a top 10 scoring offense to I think that's got to be their lowest output of the season, you deserve to be where you're at. And I think I was just very shocked because it felt like from the get-go, UConn came out and punched them straight in the mouth and then didn't take their foot off the gas. So to your point, it was surprising, to say the least.
I was a little disappointed to see Wags go 2 for 10 from 3. He kept trying too hard, right? He's the best player maybe on the court.
Yeah, on the court.
And to see him pushing when he didn't necessarily need to push, and then missing those shots, right? Because if you're going to step up and be the big dog and hit those threes, build your legend, kid, for sure. But 2 for 10 from 3, a lot of them down the stretch, they couldn't afford to waste those possessions in what was a 9-point game at the end of it.
Yeah.
So 78% from the free throw line. I was 18 for 23. Doesn't look bad on its own, but that's bad for Illinois.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they shot 90-something% the game before, right? And I think it's so funny, dude, because UConn did to Illinois what Duke did to UConn. Like, you remember that Duke forced UConn into an ungodly amount of horrific 3-point attempts. 6 for 26 for Illinois, 12 for 33 for UConn. I mean, there's the game right there. Illinois gets 3 more quality looks, and all of a sudden we're heading to OT, right? Hypothetical, of course, but I thought it was very, very interesting. I feel like UConn saw something in their own style of play versus their game against Duke, and we're like, we can repeat this, right? And we can actually take this to a Big Ten team. So, very interesting game. It was definitely the better one to watch, I would say, obviously. So, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's go across the bracket here. Obviously, another really interesting outcome. Michigan beats Arizona 91-73.
Yeah.
and it wasn't that close.
No.
Not often you see an 18-point victory, and you're able to talk about how it's not representative.
Yeah, I know.
This game was over like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, I know.
This is the Michigan team we've been talking about all year. But the bigger story for me is Arizona, because they were better than how they played. And holistically as a team and individually in moments, this was awful for Arizona.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I mean, and to your point, the largest lead was 30, which makes me incredibly sad to say. We'll get into the championship game here in a little bit. But, you know, you can't have your best player Koa Pete 6 for 18, right? You had Burries at 4 for 16. You had to get the ball to Krivas. Like, Krivas had a mismatch against Mara. Now, Mara obviously had 26 and 11 or whatever.
Yeah, Mara put it up on offense.
Yeah,
man.
no kidding. But it's like they didn't get cut completely out of their sets. They didn't use Krivas, who is one of the most efficient basketball players in the nation from a field goal percentage perspective. So you just forced up way too many bad shots. 6 for 17 from 3, 26 for 71 from the floor, and you only shot 68% from the line. So even when you got Michigan uncomfortable, you didn't convert, right? And they made that push, like, I think it was like 10 minutes left in the first half, and you were like, oh boy, here comes Zona. Like, they're down 2. And then Michigan just got in a fucking Corvette or something and just put the pedal to the frickin' floor. So just an outstanding performance by Michigan. I think, you know, the way that they did it, points in the paint, I think they had something like 40 points in the paint, 11 offensive rebounds, just a resounding victory. And, you know, 22 assists to 13 turnovers, just an incredibly clean performance by this team. 5 games in a row above 90 points. I don't think this is
tournament games.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be particularly close. They almost shot 50% from 3 and from the field and 45% from 3. So, just an incredible performance. Makes me sad to say it, but that's the case.
I will. We were out at the bar. Oh, and I'll name drop the bar because they are a sponsor, not of this show, but Zips, official sponsor of the Disco Turkey volleyball team.
Zips is so good. Oh,
we were at Zips in Chandler, and it was real quiet in that bar.
Yeah.
Arizona got bushwhacked, man. Yeah. I don't know. You know, we talked a little last week about like if you play this game 100 times kind of scenarios, right?
Yeah.
This is the only one of these. This is the only one of these. I think Michigan wins seeing the matchup, right? Seeing the product on the court. I think now I can say in retrospect that Michigan wins 80% of these games.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is the only one like this. I don't know. I don't know if it was just a lack of adversity all year.
I think so, dude.
Like Arizona just wasn't able to overcome.
Dude.
Like they're not this bad.
No,
I guess
they're not.
What my point is.
I mean, but the testament to Michigan, right? Like they took them completely out of the game. And to your point about the lack of adversity, there was within eight minutes into the game, Arizona was down 10 and a graphic flashed up that said largest deficit of the season. That's how good this Arizona team has been, right? But when you're that good, just molly-whopping people all year, you don't have to go through hardships. Michigan, to their point, obviously I'm a homer, I know, but like Purdue had them on the ropes. Like
they lost to Wisconsin.
Right? Like, they have 3 losses, so they've had to go through some of these tougher games, especially in a Big Ten that was the best conference of the year. And I think that really prepared them. Like Arizona sprinted through the Big 12. So naturally, when you have to go up against a fucking juggernaut, you're not going to know what to do when they have your foot on your neck. So just an excellent call by you. I went 0 for 2 in the Final Four here. I'm telling you, first round of 32 and Sweet 16, I'm lit. Elite 8 onwards, count me out, brother.
Other than my Vanderbilt pick, I had a very good March, very, very good March from a conference tournament and from the big dance here.
Yes,
very, very pleased with my analysis.
Yeah,
it's not always like that, y'all. It's not always like that. So obviously the big game here, Michigan opens 7.5. It is now at 6.5. Total at sitting at 144.5. It looks like it's going to go under maybe 143 by tip here.
Yeah.
But UConn in the championship game for the third time in 4 years, with the chance to win 3 championships in 4 years. That by itself is super impressive. I don't want to take anything away from UConn.
Well, I do.
I know you do. I don't see the path to a UConn Huskies victory here. If Michigan plays the way they've been playing since February, it's impossible. Now, obviously, anything could happen on the court, right? But the Michigan that just beat Arizona should be a double-digit favorite over this UConn team.
Absolutely. And I'm one that's never shied away from my biases, right? I think you and I have done a good job kind of calling those out as we start each season. This is my worst. This is like my personal nightmare, these two teams. Like, if I didn't hate the NBA so much and didn't love college basketball, I wouldn't watch this game. Like, I would want an asteroid to come in and just take the stadium out so neither of these teams win. With that being said, just a phenomenal matchup, right? And I think you're right. Like, I don't see a path to UConn winning this game, but I also didn't see a path for UConn to beat Illinois and hold them to 63 points.
Fair. That's fair.
This UConn defense is scary, is very scary. I mean, they are 4th in allowed field goals, 8th in effective field goal percentage, 6th in points per game. I mean, they can really, really lock you up, and they really turn it on the second half. So if they can keep it close, which is possible, Rick, because they're 45th in first half offense, this team can play. If they can keep it close, I think they potentially have a chance in the second half to do what they did against Duke. Now, remember, Michigan isn't Duke, even though Duke beat Michigan. But this UConn team has showed some grit and showed some toughness. With that being said, I don't see it, right? I just don't see how they pull it off. This is the most complete Michigan. This is one of the most complete teams we've seen in the last decade.
I agree with you. I wanna try to portray the other side, right?
Yeah.
Really, UConn, they lost to Arizona.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
They lost to St. John's. They got the weird one against Marquette, the weird one against Creighton. I'm throwing those out. That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Furman, a really good Furman team.
Tried them.
They handled.
Yeah.
Right? UCLA was a really good basketball team for large chunks of this year.
Yep.
UConn beat them by 16. Michigan State, an elite level Big Ten team.
Whoop that ass.
Duke, probably the best team in the country or for
number 1 overall
large
seed.
Stretches, right?
Number 1 overall seed.
Hold an Illinois team to 62. When I'm looking at those games, Reed obviously has to get his, right? Caravan has to get his. And I think they will. So if I'm trying to back myself into a UConn victory, I think it's a high-scoring affair. I know we've seen Michigan put up 90 on everybody.
Everybody.
But UConn can play that kind of game. They just have to hit their shots.
Correct.
But I think a boat race is the only option UConn has, because if UConn has 60 points, they're not winning. If UConn has 70 points, they're not winning, right? Yeah. Like I think we have to be talking about a fast game with a shit ton of possessions for UConn to have a chance at this. I don't know that they can do that. I don't know if they can overcome Michigan's defense in that way. It's just too many points, man. Michigan's not going to give up 90 points.
Yeah, you're probably right. But to play devil's advocate, how good is UCLA's offense?
Pretty good. They only scored 57 points, right? So Illinois, great offense, right?
Illinois, 62. Duke, 72. Like, just playing devil's advocate, Illinois and Michigan, we've talked about it, right? They're very similar teams in a way. Obviously, Michigan is superior to Illinois, but they can play fast, they can play slow, but they play fast more than slow, right?
Yeah.
Illinois is the number 1 O-rated team in the nation, and you held them to 62. I could see a path both ways, right? But you're right. I mean, I think if there's a chance for them to win, it has to be a boat race. They have to shoot really efficient from 3, which they can do. 36% from 3. They're 34th in 2-point percentage. Like, this team can play ball. They've just shown inconsistencies. So, dude, if they start the game 5 for 9 from 3, like, I could see UConn actually testing this Michigan team again. Don't think they win though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what would have to go wrong.
Well,
and like
Michigan would have to play like they did against Purdue, for UConn to win. Which, who knows, right?
I think Cadeau. I think Cadeau is going to have like 15 assists in this game.
Yeah, probably.
And Michigan's going to shoot 60% from the damn floor. I mean, the way that they're playing, I don't think UConn is the team to beat them. And I'll say the thing I've said every time we've talked about UConn through this tournament. Like, they have the pedigree.
Yeah.
Like, this team, they didn't get hot for the tournament, right? Like, they expect to be here. They're coached like they expect to be here. These kids go to UConn expecting to be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think the moment's going to be too big for them. The question is, like, will Michigan make enough of a misstep for them to take advantage of? Because I don't think UConn can force a misstep on Michigan. I think it has to be a flaw in Michigan's execution to provide that opening. Now, once it's open, UConn can take advantage. Yeah, but absolutely. Will Michigan open the door?
I don't think so. I don't think so unless UConn forces them to open the door. I
don't know that they can. I don't know that they can
either. But like, here's how I envision UConn keeping it close. Right, start the game in a 3-quarter court press. Make them a little uncomfortable. Make them wind down the shot clock a little bit. Get them deep into their sets. On the offensive side of the court, dump that ball into Reed. First of all, Reed needs to have 35 and 15 if UConn's going to have a shot. Dump the ball into Reed. Let him get 10 quick points. Force the double. Kick it out to Carabin. Get your high quality threes. If that's the type of schematic that I can see UConn potentially rolling out, but you have to make them. If you don't make them uncomfortable, they're not going to get uncomfortable. So that's I think the strategy that UConn have to have. With that being said, I'll jump into my pick. I think you and I are both on the same page here. I can't believe I have to pick one of these teams instead of hoping.
You don't have to. Pick a tie. Pick a tie.
I'm going to go Michigan. Based on the performance that I saw against Arizona, I could see Michigan winning by double digits. But I think UConn's a bit more tidy on the defensive side of the ball. So give me Michigan anywhere between about, I think 7 to 10 points is a good area.
Yeah, I'm also on the Wolverines here. I've already laid 6.5. I'm also on the over. 144 feels real low. So I'll be watching that because, like I said, the money's moving to the low side. So I'll pop this again at 143. I'll pop this again at 142. I think
70.
It's
like what? It's like 72 in a way. Or you'd have to round it or whatever. But it does seem low. Michigan's going to score 90. It's just whether or not UConn's going to score 90. Right?
Yeah, it's like 74-68 is the projected based on the lines.
Interesting. Okay.
So my model's got not that. It's 82-61.
Oh wow. Okay. So well, are you taking double digits? Are you taking them by 21?
I haven't bet it yet. I will not lay 21 points, even if I can find it somewhere. I might go look. 10.5 is probably. It's probably a really good number.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
I haven't bet that yet. I did bet the 6.5.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think Michigan's the superior team.
Yeah.
And again, like I know we talk a lot of shit about UConn, but they're a really good team.
Absolutely.
They're a really good basketball
team. And they went
team.
through so many good teams to get here. Like
Michigan 10.5 would pay it's plus 134. So
not even that
there's a
high.
little bit of value there, but
Not that much though.
yeah. 11.5 is 153.
Okay, that's a little
That's
better.
a little more my flavor there. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's a little
that
better. Okay.
laying 11.5 in a championship game is a choice.
I mean, but if someone told you that and you didn't watch this game and Michigan won by 20, would you be surprised?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Just with what they've done over
Yeah.
the last 8 weeks.
Yeah, nuts, man, just nuts. But yeah, so what's the schedule? Tell the viewers the schedule that we got coming up here.
Yeah, so y'all will be seeing this video slightly before the championship game, and then our final show of the 25-26 season will be April 20th.
Yes, sir.
So tune in for that one. We'll eat some crow. We'll call out some of our good picks for the year.
Sir.
We'll obviously talk a little bit about the championship game. There's gonna be plenty of coverage. That's why we push the show out.
Yep.
You guys will get a recap of this game. And you'll need DBD to recap this game, but we'll talk about it a little bit. We'll do a way too early top 25 for the 26-27 season. So Furman Paladins might crack my top 50. Who knows?
Hey,
returning a lot of talent.
Man. They look pretty good. 11-point loss. So yeah, man.
So make sure you subscribe, click the notify button, because then you'll never miss our show or any of the other shows on the channel. There's a couple things coming down the pipeline. There's a golf show in the works. Not ready to say anything more about that just yet, but keep your eye on the channel. We have to do something to fill the hole that was left by Bachelorette. Now that we don't have our Bachelorette content, we have to find something else to shove in there. Also working on a slice of life show on the roof at Puro Cigar Bar. So we'll see. Keep an eye peeled. Comment, subscribe, and there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming. ChainLink hot in the streets.
Please put your picks in ChainLink. I'm on like
we're moving t-shirts, man.
I'm on like a
t-shirts all over the place.
You could see me at the bottom of the ladder. I'm having a horrible last 2 weeks.
I was just telling my girlfriend I was 6-0, and now I'm 7-4-2. So it's been tough. Baseball's kicking my ass.
Yeah, no shit. But man, thanks for watching. Also, if you're not going to go on ChainLink, put your picks in the freaking YouTube chats, please. And man, sit back and watch probably the game of the year. It's just going to be a phenomenal basketball game. So really looking forward to it.
Thanks for joining us all season long. Like I said, one more show for 25-26, and then we'll transition into the off season here. So this has been Dead Ball Dancing, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Peace out, y'all.